welcome to yet another episode of YT Youth Today, giving young people knowledge, wisdom, and hope. My name is Rutendo Moyo. I am your presenter for the day, and today, talking about a very interesting topic of early child marriages, I have children from Chimonza High School. So before we go into our discussion, I'm going to start by introducing who they are. On my far right, I have Kude Chinyani, followed by Brighton Sai, then Cherish Nomokoma, and lastly but not least, Donnell Tumari. Panel, welcome to YT.
Thank you, Rutendo.
Okay, so let's start with the basics, right? What is early marriages?
Informal type of marriage whereby one of the partner is a minor or maybe both.
I think child marriage is when children get engaged or start a relationship on their tender ages, maybe that is 18 years and below.
So basically, early marriages or child marriages is a union between two people whereby one or both of them are minors. That is below the age of 18.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. So moving on to the next question. How common is early marriages, or rather child marriages?
Well, in other statistics, it states that Mozambique is one of the highest rates of child marriage in the world, and is the second highest rate of child marriage in the eastern and southern sub-region of Africa, right? With some 48% of women in Mozambique aged 20 to 24 were first in a union at the age of 18, and 14% at the age of 15. This is what according to the research by UNICEF in Mozambique 2011.
That is very interesting and very huge. The numbers are huge. So people do get married young, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Early marriages, obviously, they are various causes of early marriages, whether in society, Zimbabwe, Africa, or worldwide. So what are the different various causes of early marriages?
According to my research, poverty is the most cause of early child marriages.
Marriage is used as an escape mechanism for poverty.
Exactly.
Okay. Any other causes in society?
The girl forced pregnant, right? She is forced to get married to that guy so that they can take care of the child, so that they cannot do abortion and some things of that kind.
Also, besides pregnancy, a child can be forced to get married at a tender age because of religion or the society, right? The society might force the girl child to get married because she is pregnant, right? I might not want to get married at a tender age because I'm pregnant, but then the society will just enforce pressure on me so that I can be married.
So we're basically saying it's because of circumstances that leads to these early marriages. Okay, thank you. I think we've talked about that one. Are there any other causes besides pregnancies and poverty?
We have a factor called peer pressure.
Kuda zvimwe vamwe zvainazvo ndozvidawo. So kana shamari yangu arorwa ndoita sei? Todaurorwawo. Okay. Thank you very much. Any other before we move on?
There is lack of sex education. Children out there are not being taught, are not aware of the consequences of having sex at a tender age, right? This causes early child marriage.
In other researches, it states that religion plays a pivotal role in early child marriages, right?
Okay.
To say that religion states that if the Holy Spirit says this, you should do it. You should do that thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some other religion claim that the Holy Spirit has said this girl should be married to that man. This girl should be married to that man. And you find out those girls are like 14 years old, they're like 15 years old. That is early child marriage. And also in the households, there are things that were done by our ancestors back then that need to be paid or to be rectified, right? And they say, no, your girl child shall replace this and that you have done in the past. So, like form of reparations, a girl child can be sent as a form of reparation to rectify the mistakes that were done by the ancestors.
So we're basically talking about cultural practices that people do in society that actually cause early marriages. You talked about children getting married at the age of 15, 14. What are the ages of the men that they usually marry?
Usually, the men will be 40 years, 35 years, and we can see that there is a big age difference, which will then cause a lot of disadvantages, a lot of negativities. Yeah.
In the marriage. In the marriage. Okay.
Also, we have to take into cognizance the fact that not only girl child is being married to men or are being involved in these early marriages. We also have boys who are being victims of early marriages. So we have to consider that before we even go further into the discussion.
Thank you very much, panel. Viewers, you have heard what they are saying and their views on the causes and what is early marriages. So at this moment in time, we're going to take a break. Stay tuned for more information. Welcome back to the second segment of YT Youth Today. Today with me, we are talking about early marriages in Zimbabwe, in the society, and in the global village at large. So, continuing our discussion of early marriages. Panel, I think we have mentioned more than enough causes of early marriages. So, moving on, what are the effects of early marriages and on the person, the marriage, maybe the children born out of such marriages, and the society at large?
I'm gonna give my effects are based on the person, right?
Okay.
Especially the girl child, because the girl child is to carry the child in her womb and later on give birth, right? During giving birth, there are complications due to immaturity. This girl is not well matured or grown up. If you look at the other girls who are 14, 15, their bodies are still small. If that person is to give birth, she will face difficulties, right, and complications during giving birth, right, and there will be health difficulties in the future after giving birth.
So basically, we're saying early marriages have a negative effect on the health of a person, basically that child, emotionally and physically. Okay, thank you very much. Are there other effects besides health on?
We have school dropouts. Let's say when the girl child is now pregnant, she won't be able to carry on with the education. She is now forced to go off school and take care of the baby. That is, she's lagging behind her education. And then when she's lagging behind her education, this is only promoting poverty to the society.
So due to these early marriages, we are promoting poor society. As children drop out of school, they resort to maybe drugs, they resort after the marriage, if the marriage doesn't work out, being house girls, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, in addition to that, early child marriages, they affect even the children that are going to be born, because if the mother is still at a very tender age, is a minor, and she's not aware of the motherly responsibilities, so the well-being of that child is going to be bleak.
There is also a chain of poverty that is created, right? Let's take for example a child who is still in high school, doesn't have a job, doesn't have education to sustain in their world, right? That person cannot be able to get a job where he or she can be paid enough to take care of the family. So you see that the chain of poverty starts running from the parents to the child that will be born, maybe to be premature because these people are still young, to the child that will be born, and to the next generation and to the next generation. So it creates a generation of poverty.
Also, there is high level of dependence. If a child is married to someone who is 15 years older or 20 years older, that child will be depending much on his or her spouse, right? Then if that child is being abused in the marriage, he or she won't be able to go or to move out of the marriage because she or he will be depending on the marriage that much.
Also, adding to that, these child marriages lead to many divorces, right? We're saying if a girl falls pregnant, there's no other option than to get married to that guy, right? This is not under the free will to say I'm now getting married because I want to get married. Just because they are pregnant, they are forced to get married. So in a later stage or after some years, this can lead to divorce. When you find out, no, I'm married to this person, but I don't really like this person, then divorces are in the later future.
Mistakes are realized in the future on what they did when they were young.
Exactly.
Okay, so we basically talked about the negative effects of early marriages. Are there any other positive, if there is, of course, positive effects of early marriages?
Basically, the causes, the effects of early child marriages, the negative effects outweigh the positive effects. As we see that positively, of course, maybe I might be coming from a poor background, and then I decide to get married to a rich man. I'll be saved from that poverty. I'll be saved from the financial instabilities. So then it's a positive effect, right?
That's a good question, though. We're saying that this girl is married while is a minor. The mind is not matured enough to be the head of the family, to take care of many children. So that marriage will not work out. Hence, bringing difficulties and problems in the near future. Maybe for the first time, it will be a good thing. You'll be married, you'll be happy, let's say for 1 year or 2 years. But after that, you are not matured enough to take care of a family. Thank you.
That was an argument. So as we realize that, of course, we have positive effects, we have negative effects. We actually see that in most cases, of course, there are marriages that prosper and continue to be intact throughout the years of life, even though they got married at a young age. But then in most cases, these marriages are basically, they lead to divorce. So, are you saying we should support early marriages, or we should totally shut them out?
I think that we should shut them down because they do not help. Otherwise, we should come up with other solutions, like other plans rather than marriage.
So, ma'am, you're saying we should not use marriage as an escape route.
Exactly.
It is not the best escape route of life, whether poverty, abuse from home, or whatever reasons you are getting married for. As long as you're still a minor, you still have the right to enjoy your youthhood.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you very much, viewers, for staying tuned in this segment. So right now we're going to take a break. As we continue our discussion, stay tuned for more information. Welcome back to the third and last segment of today's episode, talking on the discussion of early marriages. So, in the previous segment, we talked about the effect of early marriages to the people, the child reared in that marriage. So right now, we're going to focus more on the society and other things on early marriages. Before we continue on the discussion of effects, do we have any causes of early marriages that we left behind?
As the technology factor. Looking at nowadays, children of nowadays are much engaged into technology. They are now coping the technology life, making it realistic. That is, they see movies, for example, they want to live the Hollywood life, taking it into the normal life, which is unrealistic, totally unacceptable. So, children seeing movies, they want to experiment what they see in movies, which is bad.
So we're basically saying technology is a cause of early marriages, as due to the things we watch, the things we read, the things we hear about through technology, causes us to want to experiment and see what it's like in the real life.
Exactly.
So we're taking our reality and mixing it with the social media life.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you very much. So, continuing on the effects of early marriages in the society, what are the various effects of early marriages in society?
Well, the government introduced a new policy. We can say mutemo wekuti if mwana akamitiswa ari kuchikoro, she can continue learning ari pachikoro ipapo.
that is actually very interesting and very beneficial to the girl child because tikatarisa paitika nyaya dzenhumbu basically munhu anyatso kuaffectika anga ari musikana because mwana mukomana of course yes they might be responsible for the pregnancy, they might not be of the same age, but mwana mukomana airamba achienda kuchikoro. So applause to the government for implementing such a policy that allows us as girl children to continue with our education despite the circumstances. So any other additions to the effects of early
Okay,
marriage?
thank you, Rutendo. While applauding the government, right, we are saying this child is still a learner, right? She has to go back to school. While going back to school, it creates a sense of peer pressure, right? To say, if another girl is to look at her and she says, no, I have my child, she's back at home. No, I'm married, the family is back at home, but I'm here at school. It encourages the peers who are in love or who are indulging into love affairs so that they can say, let's get married. We can still proceed with our education while we are married. That's when we start creating early child marriages, right? So I think if the child is go back to school, it creates a peer pressure whereby people want to experience what she's experiencing because she's still going to school while she's married and she has children back at home.
Instead of us going to reduce early marriages and reducing the whole poverty thing, it actually it promotes people to think that it's okay to be engaged in marriage at an early age, which is very wrong, right? Because we want our children to experience their youth fully without disturbances of things like pregnancies and marriages that hinder our youthfulness and our childhood. Okay, thank you very much, sir. So in continuation to the effects of early marriages, what are the other effects of early marriages in a society?
Right. So people are facing discrimination due to these child marriages.
Zvinhu izvi zviri kukonzeresa kuti vabereki vaite zvezvekuti satamena nhingi anozokufurira. So instead of us helping these children varasa nzira handiti. So instead of us helping them kuti vadzokere tivadzoseredze vabereki vasociety vari kukurudzira kutoti musei kunze ngaagare ega ngaasauye pane vamwe anozokanganisa vamwe. Okay, thank you very much. That is actually important. I'm sure viewers, you can relate to this situation on what is happening in the society and why people are discriminating these children. So viewers, we're encouraging you to not discriminate these children. Okay, we're talking about early marriages. Imimi, I can tell you're probably 17, 18, 19, right? So, ko imimi say busororwa or seshugaita vamwe. Because pane mom was a little bit of, positive side. So, same flororwa.
Well, it's actually a tricky question though. Besides education and life achievements, right?
Yes.
I'm bound by religion and family reputation. If I'm to get a wife at my age, what will my parents think? What will the society say? And my religion, what will they say? So I'm on my side, I'm bound by religion. Except for education and qualifications, I'm bound by religion and family reputation.
What the society thinks about me is important as a person.
Exactly.
So those are the things that causes me to refrain from getting married at such a young age. You, sir. Well, thank you very much, sir. What about you, madam? Why are you not married?
Well, I am a determined girl. I love my career. I love what I want to do in the future. So basically, I'm not married because I need to achieve something. I need to wear that black gown first before I wear, before I get married, right? So then marriage is not an achievement to me. I need to have qualifications at hand so that I won't be boasted, I won't be abused by men because I'm not qualified, because I have nothing to do.
So you're saying marriage is a hindrance to your future?
It is.
Okay. What about you, madam? Why
Thank you, and as for me, I'm not married yet because I have my goals, my dreams, and my hopes, and I want to achieve them before I get married because I believe that marriage is gives me some limitations.
Oh,
So
okay.
before that, I want to be educated.
Okay, so you want to achieve to discover who you are first before you tie yourself to another person.
Exactly. I want to become a role model to others.
Okay, thank you very much. Sir, why are you not married?
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, I'm speechless. They said it all. It's all said. But the main thing, as a human being, I have goals to achieve. So if I get married at an early stage, I'm only hindering myself to achieve those goals. So marriage will come after achieving my goals. Thank you.
Okay. So from what I have noted from all you've said is, yes, it's okay to get married, but then find yourself first. You know, be tanga iwewe wabudirira.
Exactly.
Tanga wachiva my goals ako as an individual before you are called Mrs. Ningirigini, Mr. Ningi, married to Ningi, Maiva Ningi. First, be you and achieve your goals as an individual.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you very much. So before we do a close-up, round up on our discussion, what are your last words to the viewers and the society who are watching YT right now?
Under my own perspective, I say children should not get married at a teenage age.
I personally, I would like to say to the people, to the teenagers out there, and to everyone, to every minor, no to child marriages, because in order to avoid circumstances like death, because when we give birth, our bodies are not yet okay for us to give birth. So in order to avoid health issues, we need to stop early child marriages. Thank you.
I think I'd like to say to all the teenagers out there, no to early child marriages. Avoid early child marriages. Avoid peer pressure. Avoid being forced, or parents, you have your rights. Go to seek help, right?
Last words, just say no to peer pressure. Because if you engage into peer pressure, your life goes in vain. Thank you.
Thank you very much, panel, for this interesting discussion and the points that you were giving to the viewers. I'm pretty sure they understood and they heard you on what you were talking about. To viewers, I say to you, mitemo yenyika dzizhinji and where UNICEF uno declare kuti zvonizvo, as much as religion tinayo, the mutemo wenyika outweighs my religions iwayo, outweighs my cultural practices, anobzvinyirira vana. So what I'm saying to you is, know what you want, be yourself. Don't let anyone take your youth away from you. You're allowed to enjoy your childhood as a person. Once again, my name is Rutendo Moyo. We urge you to continue to visit this site and see our discussions as we talk about the things that are affecting the youth of today. For more information, or you want to contact us or comment on what we were talking about, or on any other topic that you would like us to discuss as YT, do send it to the number below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We will meet you once again in another time. Bye.